This is my pork caldereta with a slight tweak, and this is one of the most famous and delicious Filipino dish. It is a tomato-based stewed meaty with vegetables, and it has a tangy, sweet, and savory taste. You can eat this alone, but Filipinos loves to eat this with rice. Traditionally, caldereta is meant for beef and goat meat, but today I will be using pork ribs. Now to start my cooking, let's heat up a pan with a small amount of olive oil, and I'm going to brown all my vegetables just about 2 minutes. This is to intensify the flavor and to obtain a nice color of our sauce. And when it's done, let's take out and set aside. Using the same pan with a small amount oil inside, let's brown our pork ribs. My meat has been marinated for an hour with calamansi juice, light soya sauce, and freshly ground black pepper. Now I'm going to do this into 2 batches, just 2 minutes each side, so enough to achieve a golden color of our pork ribs, as it will give an intense flavor before we start braising. And when it's done, let's take out everything from the pan and let's set aside this for a while before we proceed. Now this time, let's saute all our aromatics, which I begin with my sliced ginger, followed by my shallots, and let's just stir this for a few seconds. Then we start adding our garlic. So when all the aromas comes out, it's time to add in our tomatoes. Let's cook our tomatoes for about a minute until it becomes soft, and when it's done, let's add in our tomato paste. So I'm using the tomato paste for an intense flavor and nice color. And let's stir fry this for a few seconds. Then it's time to add our browned pork ribs. Now gently stir so that every piece of our pork ribs is well coated with the nice color of the tomato paste, as well as the intense flavor and aroma coming from the spices. Now, for the slight tweak of my cooking process in the ingredients, let's deglaze the pan using Chinese cooking wine. This is for extra umami flavor. Then, let's pour in our marinade, as well as adding into is our combination of spices such as the cumin, coriander, and the black pepper powder. Now let's give a gentle mix enough to combine before we add our hot water. Adding into is 2 cups of hot water. Now let's give a stir in order to combine and mix well with our sauce. Then let's add few pieces of a dried bay leaves, as well as 1 pork cube. After a quick mix, let's put on the lid and simmer for 40 minutes. 40 minutes is up. Let's check our meat. So this time, let's add in our vegetables. So let's just give a quick stir before we add our next ingredients. Now at this point, let's add in a small can of liver spread. So this is a standard ingredient for caldereta. It helps thicken the sauce and gives an extra flavor and creaminess. But for those who does not like the liver spread, you can substitute this for coconut milk. Or for some, they use peanut butter instead of coconut milk to give a thick texture for the sauce. So from here, let's put back the lid on and let's simmer this again for another 30 minutes until the pork ribs is totally tender and it can easily pull off from the bones. Now this time our pork ribs is now fork tender, so now we can add our bell pepper. And we are done here, guys. This is now our pork ribs caldereta. Now we can add a garnish such as the spring onions and we can serve this. This is so delicious and perfect for your dinner. So once again, thank you for watching and God bless us all.